So I've been a beekeeper for about 20 years now. But in the last 6 years, I've really been getting into bee ranching. Bee ranching is actually with mason bees and other native bees.
My family and I take care of over 44 acres here on Surrey Lane Farms. Our fruits are our pride and joy here on our farm. And the mason bees are just a vital part of that pollination. And bees in general should be respected because they are a vital part of taking care of our planet. And without the bees, we would be in such trouble. So when we met Laura, it was it seemed like kismet. It was meant to be.
The mason bees, they only fly 300 feet or a football field from their nesting block. So with the mason bees, you can better keep them on the crop that you want them pollinated. You can tell if something's pollinated by looking to see if the bottom of the blossom is starting to bulge. Honeybees have traditionally been used for large-scale agricultural pollination. There's a big problem with honeybees though. They'll either collect nectar or pollen, not both. With the mason bees, they'll fly when it's cold and drizzly out. And this is exactly the time that honeybees actually won't fly. That's why mason bees are better pollinators, right? With most crops, all flowers, they bloom for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. You have to get your bees out at that time to pollinate those flowers, or else you're not going to have fruit.
I came into farming late, since I spent almost 40 years in New York running a publishing company. In my career in publishing, I tended to hire people who were passionate about what they did, whether they were writers or editors. More times than not, that was a great formula for success. So for my second act, I always wanted to own a farm. I wanted to grow things. So now I'm here for about 6 years. So we put in 3,000 apple trees, and then we put in raspberries and strawberries, which are behind me, blackberries, blueberries, which are further down.
So we've been working with Laura for the past 2 years, and we have seen amazing results with our fruit. The apples, the nectarines, the strawberries, everything is just incredible. And they get the job done. It's amazing. So mason bees are a farmer's best friend as far as I'm concerned.
Yay! So mason bees, since they only fly 6 weeks, right, as a flying adult bee, and they lay those eggs gestate through time. By the time it's September, it's a fully adult bee. But what they do then, instead of hatching out, they spin a cocoon around themselves to hibernate for the winter. So now, since it's the beginning of November, we need to harvest these cocoons and store them in our refrigerator, so at 3 degrees centigrade. So then it's a constant temperature. Keeping them at a constant temperature, then they're not using so much body fat. A lot of times when they're kept outside, they are wild bees. When you have warm spats during the winter, their metabolism will speed up and they'll use more of their body fat. So they won't have as much energy in the spring when it's really time for them to fly. You guys are doing great. So I would just flip this over.
Yep.
So.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
See,
and we thought we had a bed.
Right now, the Center for Biological Diversity just came out with a report in March that of the bee species that are in North America and Hawaii, 52% of them are in decline. My world started out with keeping honeybees, but keeping these native bees is even more important because we need pollination, not only for our backyard gardens and farms, but for all of nature. It's so important. So I feel like the work that I'm working on is greater than me, actually. These native bees need all the help they can get. And that's really why in the last 6 years, I've really started to focus on them. Our future is with the native bees.
When we take care of the earth, and the earth takes care of us, and we really are so happy to be stewards of this beautiful farm and to be able to share with other people all of this gorgeous fruit. And the bees are a vital part of that, so we're just thrilled.